G'day team, Coach Ray here. I'm a triathlon and cycling coach who specialises in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. Now in today's short video, I'm going to take you through Lawson Craddock's power profile for stage 6 of this year's Tour de France. Now stage 6 is 181 kilometres to Mur de Bretagne, and there was an intermediary sprint at the 135k mark, so somewhere around there. Further to these sprints, there were plenty of King of the Mountain options, starting with the Category 3 climb at 44k's, Category 4 climb at 69k's, with 2 climbs up the Category 3 Mur de Bretagne, the first at 165 kilometres and the second at 181 kilometres. Early on, a group of 5 riders got away, including Kiwi Dion Smith, as well as 4 Frenchmen. And Dion particularly was wanting to regain some King of the Mountain points in an attempt to regain the polka dot jersey. In the middle of the stage, quick step flooring lifted the pace of the peloton, which with the winds caused the peloton to splinter into echelons. Some GC favourites got caught out and had to work hard to get back on, and they did. The breakaway got caught before the first climb up the Mur de Bretagne, and then on the descent, Jack Bauer, another Kiwi, this time of Michelton Scott, had a stab with a solid attack to try and create an advantageous positioning for his team leader Simon Yates. But in the end, Dan Martin from UAE Team Emirates launched a successful attack on the second ascent to win the stage. Now Lawson Craddock rides for EF Education-Drapac, presented by Cannondale, and Lawson's a 26-year-old American cyclist who has been pro since 2011. And after what happened on the first stage and what he's been doing since, I classify him as a genuine tough bugger. Having broken his shoulder in a crash on stage 1, he is still riding. This is his first Grand Tour, and it must have been pretty gut-wrenching to crash in that first stage. But he's showing a lot of particularly mental resilience and just toughness just to keep riding every single day with a broken collarbone and a number of stitches in his eye. So let's have a look at how his ride went. Now I've worked out that his functional threshold power is probably around the 382 watt mark, and he managed to hold that for about 3 minutes in this climb here at about the 105k mark. So there's a tough wee climb. He did finish a long way behind in terms of his overall positioning. I think he was third to last, 15 minutes behind the stage winner. But at the end of the day, he's still out there riding and still contributing to aspects of his team performance. When we look at his entire workout, we see that his intensity factor was about 0.74 and his variability index was 1.27. There's a lot of variation there, but I suspect he spent most of the day riding relative tempo, possibly from about this point here at the 65k mark or thereabouts. And considering this going up there is the first of the Category 3 climbs, I suspect he rode in the bunch until that point, and then from there he pretty much worked by himself or within the gruppetto, and you can see the variability index was 1.24, which indicates less variation than we'd expect in a normal road race, and his intensity factor was a little bit higher at 0.78. So he's probably riding relatively conservatively, but making sure he's riding tempo along with everyone else in the gruppetto and making sure he doesn't finish outside that time cut. In terms of the overall workout, he maxed out his power at 478. And let's try and work out where that was. It was on this climb here, sort of just after the 100k mark. So that's not a major one of the categorized climbs for the day. So it's just a little bit of a pinch, and you can see how his power in here is elevated and also peaking there. Another climb that looks reasonably similar, got similar increased his power output to a sort of a similar level of highness, sort of well above 500, and over here is up in the 600s. Obviously the peak over here is purely the max 878. Actually, it might not have been in that segment. If we can just sort of spot it, there we go. Possibly over in this segment here, if we zoom in. Yeah, 7. Yeah, it's sometimes hard because that instantaneous max power 764 might have only been for a split second, as opposed to this one here, the 794, wherever that was only was held for 2 seconds, which is extremely long compared to an instantaneous power of, you can see in that 2 seconds he maxed at 821, but it's a low of 751, and because it's too narrow a line, can't spot where that is. But if we look at the entire workout, he maxed out at 878. Anyway, his normative power was 283 for the day, which is about 100 watts less than his FTP, and he had a training stress score of 247, which is a moderate amount. That shouldn't be too challenging for him to recover from before stepping back on the bike tomorrow. Anyway, if you enjoyed this quick analysis of Lawson's power profile from the day's stage, click up in the top left corner and subscribe. Down in the bottom right hand corner you can click and get more videos of me analysing pros' power profiles, and in the other 2 corners YouTube will put up some videos that it believes you'll be interested in based on what you've watched on YouTube previously.